Thank you guys for being here. So I want to give you each the opportunity to quickly introduce yourselves, maybe tell us how long you've been doing YouTube and what your channel's about. And we'll start with Bruce, then Linda, then Kyle, because that's kind of how I see you guys on my screen.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Bruce Pelton, and I have a channel named Built Not Hacked. The channel was designed for men who are struggling with communication and relationships at home, especially as your children are growing. And that's about it. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
And Linda?
Okay, my name is Linda. I have a channel called I'm Not Done Yet. It's based basically on my age, being 76. And the idea around it was to help people. I'm in really good health, and to help other people in my age group or even younger to just listen to a few tips on how to be healthy. And yeah, and I started it. My first video went out on February the 10th. That's it.
Kyle?
Hey, thank you. My name's Kyle. I have a channel called Cheddar Boy E. I started it basically like 2 months ago, I think on March 12th. So basically I just try to spread positivity, try to make people laugh, try to spread good vibes, like spreading cheese and good vibes. Basically I did a video on it, but I was inspired by a YouTube video that really helped kind of step out of my a cage I locked myself in and really kind of helped my personality. So I'm trying to just kind of pass it forward and just kind of maybe there's someone that I can help, or I think there's everything that I think we all can, help unlock each other. So I'm just trying to kind of pass it forward and spread the cheese.
Thanks. And I'm Renee, and I am hosting this Zoom room because I feel as small creators that we don't have a lot of the right information as we are setting out, making decisions, trying to grow our channels. And the more that we can communicate and compare as small creators, the better we can help each other to identify things that may or may not be working and maybe inaccuracies in some of the things we're told to do. So, as small creators. And so, with that in mind, I wanted to open up a discussion between us on our best performing videos. And we all come at this from different levels of having been on YouTube. I started a year ago, but I started more casually and didn't get really serious about it until this past, I would say, January. So I have a lot of videos, and I realize I might have more than a lot of you guys, but it doesn't change the fact that we can learn from each other when we can compare what we have going on. So, Bruce, I wanted to ask you, what did you bring as your best performing video? And I'm curious as to why you say it's your best performing video. I'm gonna take
Okay, yeah. So I have a few notes here.
notes. Good.
My best perform. I'm going to show my age here. I have to put these on. I'm sorry. My best performing video, especially in the last 28 days, is the brutal truth of restarting after divorce. And the reason why that's my best performing video is because I initially released that video in the first 24 hours, it bombed. I had a different title, and I don't have a lot of impressions. I don't have a lot of views on my channel. I don't have a lot of subscribers. But what I do know is that from the previous videos that I posted, I have a pretty good idea about how they should be performing. And I got to be honest with you, I really missed the mark on this video because the previous title to this was, the untold truth of restarting after divorce. And when that video was released in the first 24 hours, it had a whopping 1.6% click through rate on a video that had my highest impressions. So for me and my channel, to have this video release with 495 impressions in the first 24 hours was huge for me. And it should have been a video that really kind of took off. So realizing that the click-through rate wasn't what I had hoped it was, and I knew that the content in the video was more relatable than the click-through rate was showing, I decided to change the title to The Brutal Truth of Restarting After Divorce. Excuse me. That the title change prompted the click-through rate to climb to 3.1%. So I knew that it was in the packaging that I was having the issue with and not the actual video or the content or anything like that. And since then, that video has now had about over 900 impressions. So I think since I changed the title, YouTube is kind of recognizing that this is a video that I can put more in front of people. And the click-through rate on certain days was as high as 22% since I changed the title on it. So for those reasons, I do think that that has made this video my best performing video, especially for the length of time that it was released. It's only been out for 7 days now. It's got 32 views. Yeah, so for those reasons, I think that's my best performing video, even though it had a very slow start. But that was probably my issue and not YouTube in the titling.
Okay, and then really quick before I move to Linda, so I was taking notes, and one of the things I heard is you said that in the first 24 hours, you identified that YouTube liked it because you got 495 impressions, which was a lot for your channel. Do you mind sharing what is more normal to where when you saw that number, you knew to dig deeper?
Yeah, so I knew I can't see the day of that the video is released what my impression because it's always a day behind.
Okay.
But I did check early the very next day when the information was available, and I saw right away that YouTube had tried to push this.
So what was your normal? So
immediately
the question I asked was what was the norm, what was your
yeah,
normal numbers for that time?
40,
40.
50.
Okay, yeah. I mean, just for
Yeah,
comparison's sake for the viewers or anyone that might watch this later, is I would say I'm always in like the 20 to 40 like impression range in that first 24 hours. So we're gonna
right.
hold on to that thought, and I've made some notes so we can tie it back together. So Linda, can you share with us what you considered to this point your best performing video and why?
I guess I'm looking mainly at the number of views, and that's where the particular one that I am thinking of, it was about last year I took a solo road trip across country, and um that was what the video was about. And the reason that I consider it to be my best performing video is because it had the most views. And at the time, I was getting probably 45 to 50 views, generally speaking. And this one has 200, and I think it's got about 210 now. And
Wow.
with good comments and lots of likes. So there was a lot of and that's something else that I see it as more successful, because with the 40 and 50 views on most of the videos, I don't get many comments, in very few, in fact. So to me, that's no engagement. And it's hard to figure out just how long people are watching it. I'm not really overly clear on the impressions. I did I did have a look at this afternoon after I got we were going to look at this, and I had a quick look, and there were 4,000 impressions with a 4.2 click-through rate. Now, I understand that that's a good click-through rate. That's my understanding, that anything around 5 is a good click-through rate. So that's why I saw it as a successful video. And I think it's successful because it's a personal story. I did have, it was really about getting ready to do the trip. It was about what I did to be prepared to take a trip that, you know, that I'd never done before. So, but I think it's the personal story that got people interested. And yeah, you know, Bruce, when you're talking about the thumbnail and the title, I think the title was good. It's, you know, solo trip at 70, you know, first solo trip at 75. Well, I think that's fairly clickable, really. And my thumbnail, I think it initially it said solo at 75. Well, I did change that because I'm not technically solo. So it made it look as though I was solo, you know. So I put solo, I changed it to solo road trip or something like that. But that's what I think about the fact that it was successful, is because it's a personal story. And
Okay.
yeah,
So yeah,
I think
so
that's it.
just as a quick recap and a almost a side by side. So what I heard you say is you picked your best video based on views because you were trending your views and you noticed that this one, the views were significantly higher. You
Mhm.
didn't even look at impressions, and you also kind of noted the engagement versus, you know, lack of engagement on
Yeah.
other videos. So
Mhm.
now we're going to move to Kyle, and then we're going to maybe bring it all back together again one last time on this same question. But Kyle, can you share with us what you considered your best performing video and why?
Sure. So also I had two videos that performed, got more views. One was the one I did on the wrestler, the story. That one I don't consider, even though I got one that's like at 420 views right now, I don't consider that my best performing one because people were dropping off. I had a weak hook. I didn't get as much engagement. Um, right now, my old cheddar one, where it's I think is where I introduced. I've got the fake beard. That one, it has like 393 views right now, but the engagement is just like twice as good as the wrestler one. So that, you know, the views matter because you want to reach people, but I always look at the engagement. I think that's probably a better that's gonna tell you how good your video is do you get the engagement? Because this one I got plus 11 subs on the old cheddar, and I think I had plus 4 on the wrestler. So a lot more subs, like twice as many comments, like twice as many likes, even though they have a similar number of views. So of course I have to say that the old cheddar was my best performing video. So I think I posted it on Saturday morning, and then it didn't get pushed. But then I could see it started to get impressions. I wish I remembered the impressions I got. I don't. Can I see? Looks like that. Yeah, it looks like I had almost like 1,000 impressions. And I actually woke up in the middle of the night and I kind of panicked because I had a low click-through rate, like a 1.6 or whatever. So I actually got up in the middle of the night and my original thumbnail, it just said age cheddar and it had a picture. I always like to put a picture up for my videos or whatever, try to keep it simple. But I changed that and I put got old question mark in like huge letters. And that right away you could right now it's at 2.9, which I know it's not great, but it's a lot better than 1.6. So changing that thumbnail to got old just in really big letters obviously had some kind of effect. And then I think I changed the title of the video. See is I can't see it so big. I think I didn't go viral, so I got old instead. It was my first one, but I didn't want old to be twice on the title and the thumbnail, so I changed it to I aged instead. So those are the two adjustments. And then after that, I was like Sunday. After I got back from like after services, then I could see like the impressions were going and the views were getting like 100 views, and it kind of kept going until like Wednesday, or not Wednesday, sorry, Monday. and then it kind of petered off at like 300. Right now it's at 393, but I consider that by far my most successful video, just with the engagements plus 11 subs. I guess the most subs I ever got from another video. As far as
And
why
Kyle,
connected, yeah, go ahead.
what's the impression, what is the impression count that you got on that video at this point? Like,
Right now I'm at 10.6,
so you're at 10.6
10.6K.
impressions. Okay. So what I want to kind of like, I took notes as all you guys were
Yeah.
talking. So Bruce noticed his impressions right away. And I think what's interesting between Kyle and Bruce, because I don't know that I've ever even seen this advice out there, is you guys had no problem almost right after you launched your videos, like course correcting with either the title, the thumbnail, or both. And like I know that they were important and I would know to work on it from one video to the next, but I never really thought about what happens when you do it kind of like mid just releasing it. And Bruce, I think you said you did it within the first 24 hours or at least the first day and a half, correct?
Correct.
And
Yeah.
then is that what
And
you did as
that's
well,
great.
Kyle?
Correct. It was
Yeah.
maybe not quite 24 hours, though. I mean, it was like 18 hours or something like that, but yeah.
Bruce, I didn't mean to cut you off. Did you have more to add to that?
No, I just was going to compliment Kyle for having the 10,000 impressions on that one video. I have been posting videos for 90 days now. I just passed 10,000 impressions for my entire channel. Yay
Channel.
me.
Okay.
It's slow, right?
Yeah.
And
Very
and
slow.
so
Your channel is good though, Bruce. I enjoy it.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying
it's
Good.
that. Thank
well,
you.
Yes.
I think there's a
Thank you,
lot of
Linda.
great channels out there, right? And that's kind of the point of having this dialogue because as you notice, you guys all were kind of looking at or coming at what's the best performing video. It's so, in some respects, subjective. If I was going to throw my best performing video into the mix, my best performing video, I would say, was based on impressions. And then I take it a step further and I correlate the video that YouTube decided to keep putting out into the YouTube sphere, and promoting that video did bring in 15 subscribers and it got close to 15,000 impressions. So that's kind
Nice.
of why I
Wow.
asked you, Kyle, about yours. You said you got 10.6 thousand impressions and you got 11 subscribers.
Yep.
So just from our two bits of data, it would suggest to me you get to like 1,000 impressions, you can hope to get about one subscriber, right? And so when you're stuck with Bruce, like whatever the lockdown is there, it's going to take, at least it sets the expectations of maybe it's not your content stinks, but right now it's not going where it needs to go. And that's just a theory. It's like a working theory based on, talking to you guys individually, but also kind of looking at my own metrics. I, like Bruce, have noticed most of my videos get locked between 20 to 40 impressions in the first 24 hours. And then I don't know what the magic switch is, but then that next day, some of them will jump a lot and then some of them don't. And I wouldn't say like my content at the time was like dramatically different. So, have you guys looked at your impressions in that regard? Like, raise your hand first if you know your impressions data so I can call on you. So, Bruce, I'll go to you.
Yeah, no, I think that your methodology is sound when it comes to the subscriber count and the correlation to impressions. So I told you that I just hit about 10,000 impressions and I have 11 subscribers. So I think that correlation is solid, right? Because it
Mhm.
seems to be the same for you, Renee, and for Kyle. But Yes, I do keep track of my impressions. I don't know that I have any say in the impressions. That's entirely up to the YouTube algorithm to determine who that initial test audience is going to be when they push it for the first 24 hours. We're told on by gurus and people who have been in the YouTube space for quite a while that that initial test is your subscriber audience so that it can see how it performs with them. If there's a lot of engagement, if the click-through rate is high, if the view duration is high, uh, and that is a piece of content because of the description and the content that's embedded in the video. If that's a piece, if that's a video that could be pushed farther, then they'll do another test to see how it performs outside of your subscriber base, and then maybe another one, and then they'll launch it if it does good through like 2 or 3 of those tests.
Okay. Do either Kyle or Linda, do you guys have anything to add there or any thoughts from your own experiences?
I just had a look on my analytics for that video, and I got 3 subscribers from 4,000 impressions and 3 subscribers from that video. So
Yeah,
I
well,
just
but
I
it
just
but it's on parts. It's never going
yeah,
to
it
be
is.
like a
If you're talking
perfect
about
number.
10 and yeah, yeah. So
Right.
I guess that's on par. I just don't see, and this is for me, everything seems to happen in the first 48 hours and then it just slides away. Nothing happens after that. So with that, even that one that did really well, that all happened in probably more days, but maximum 4 days, and it was seemed to be done. So
Hmm.
that's the part that I don't understand. I don't
Um,
understand why it if because for me that's doing well, but then it just stops, completely stops. So I don't understand that.
I don't know that we're ever going to completely understand what
Very
YouTube
true.
does, correct?
Yeah.
I can speak from my experiences to add to your experiences. That's why I get that um, I don't, itch or whatever you want to call it to like kind of post and post often because I too realize like when you first post, it's giving it's giving you the most attention it's going to give you, even if it
Yeah.
continues to grow. That one that hit almost 15,000 impressions for me, it was like a really slow grind. And it was a slow grind. And then the subscribers did sort of trickle in. And I literally still do not have an answer as to why it liked that video. I've tried to recreate the video, and I know Kyle, you're going to be making a video to try to recreate your aged cheddar video, right?
Yeah,
So we're
already.
going to
Yeah.
really want to talk about this
Hmm.
again because I think if we figure it out, then the idea would be we'd all recreate it and do it again. But so to your question, Linda, I don't know, and that's kind of the point of this discussion for others to watch. We don't know like what YouTube's algorithm really is and how they turn things off or shut things off. Like when we listened to Bruce talk about his best performing video, he noticed it was different right off the rip. Like he's like, "Oh, YouTube is liking this one a bit better." But I had the theory for mine, it was the title. But Bruce went ahead and changed his title, but that also tells me that it wasn't his title, right? Because
Hmm.
he noticed that he actually needed to change his title to help boost whatever it was that YouTube liked about his video. And Kyle, I think you kind of felt the same way, right? Like you felt you needed to change your title, correct? With Age
Yes.
Cheddar?
On my thumbnail.
Right. Like you
Yeah.
changed both. So what was
Yeah.
it that made, like Bruce explained why he changed his, because he saw like more than usual impressions. What made
But
you feel,
nobody was clicking on it.
and nobody was clicking on it. So you were getting, yeah, but see, I still come back to why was it giving it more impressions? Like if no, like let's just
Right.
like that
I know
argument.
what you're saying.
Nobody's
Yeah.
clicking on it, so why did YouTube like it? Like
Right.
what about it did YouTube like? And so Kyle, what
Mhm.
made you want to change? So we know why Bruce changed his. He noticed that YouTube liked it, but nobody
Mhm.
was clicking on it. What in your gut told you to change your title and thumbnail?
Exact same reason as Bruce. So I was getting a lot of impressions and I had a poor click-through rate. So
Okay. So both of you guys picked up on something right there that maybe we can use as small creators. What I just heard from both of you is you noticed that your impressions, YouTube gave you more impressions than normal for your channel, and your click-through rate was low. And so you took initiative on that and you changed, Kyle, you changed both. Bruce, did you change both?
No, just the title. I didn't
Just the
touch the
title.
thumbnail.
Okay. So Kyle chose to change both, and Bruce, you changed just your title. Now, Linda and
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I only wanted to change one because I wanted some measurable metrics on just changing one thing.
Right.
So if I changed both of them, I wouldn't have known which one was actually the driver for an increased click-through rate.
Okay. And so you changed just your title, and you did get an increased click-through rate, right?
I had
You went
doubled.
to 22%, I think you said, right?
Uh, well, it's leveled off to 3% or
Yeah.
3.1% now, because I had a couple days where one day was at 22%, another day was at 44%. The first day was at 1.6%, but I also had a day or two in between there where it was at zero. So all of that averages out to 3%.
So really quick, we do have someone in the chat, Peter from the he's in the UK, which means he's up very, very
Hi,
late. I
Peter.
think he's 5 hours ahead.
hey, what's
But
up,
he's
Peter?
saying that his best video had more views than his entire channel got last year. So
Wow.
that's pretty awesome. And he's saying that YouTube values engagement more than views. So maybe we should talk about that in a minute. So I do want to finish really quick with what we were just talking about. So Linda, maybe the takeaway for you and I, and even others, that are just struggling with the YouTube parameters is we have two examples here where they both noticed their impressions. And the impressions, I don't know that we will ever figure out that the why to that as of yet, whether it's just a topic. If we think about it, if the title was changed and or the thumbnail was changed, then either it's what we put in the body of like the context of the description for the video that YouTube knew that it liked it better. Or then the other question becomes, I think, in our interview, when we talked, Kyle, you talked about like, roulette or just the lottery system. So maybe there is like a lottery system, like you hit so many videos and YouTube's going to give that one, and we're reading more into it than we need to. But I think without the impressions, a lot of the other effort might not do as much. That's kind of at least that's the correlation I'm thinking. Bruce, what do you think about that idea?
About I'm sorry.
Oh, like about this idea of if the impressions aren't there to begin with, most of it's a mute point, right? Like if YouTube is going to lock you in the 20 to 40, then changing your title or changing this most likely isn't going to change the impressions that it's giving it. And we've already kind of drawn this analogy that the impressions are what's going to bring in the subscribers because impressions lead to views and views lead to subscribers.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So
What I asked?
yes, yes. Um, and I apologize. I thought you were just making a statement earlier.
No, 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 that's fine.
Expected question. Um, yeah, so I think that YouTube tries to take a couple things into consideration when it determines who to serve your video up to. And it's a service platform, right? So people are on the platform looking for certain things, or their browse history, led them to watch videos of this type. So now YouTube needs to determine what video to put in front of someone. So it takes a bunch of things into consideration: your description, your hashtags, your tags in the video, the content that it transcribes from your video to get an idea about what the content inside of that is. So I think they package all of that up together along with your title and try to serve it to people. I think that I've probably made a couple videos that people weren't interested in watching. I mean, if I'm going to make a video about the reflective nature of a 52-year-old father who's got grown children now, that's a great video for my kids to watch at some point when they want to look back on dad's perspective. But who did I make that video for? I didn't make that video for anyone. I made it for myself. I didn't answer a specific question. I didn't target the video toward anybody. So who did YouTube know who to serve that video up in front of?
Right.
I don't think they really knew. I didn't have anybody targeted when I made it, and it reflected in the views and the impressions. Now, I think that if I decided to answer a very specific question for a very specific question, if I made an answer for a question, then YouTube would know exactly who to put that video in front of, because people would be searching for the question. You see
Yeah.
how I think that that service of videos would probably be a lot better served by the creator if we knew exactly who we were bringing the video to?
Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. I guess I still maintain that. I mean, your branding or Cheddar's branding, like it's pretty on point. And so I think for the most part, YouTube does kind of know. And I still think there's something more to how it selects and how it decides which one promotes more. And I think once YouTube is promoting it, then I think all of the other things that we hear about, like as far as like as you guys both utilize click-through rate, conversion rates, and these sorts of things will come into play more. But if we have any viewers or videos of our own that are just locked down, I guess the question would be maybe do we go back and play with titles and thumbnails? Does that really make anything happen with it? Or would we have to like repost it as a new video, right? Like, I don't know. This is just more like, philosophical thought. I mean, Linda or Kyle, do either of you have anything to add or any thoughts, and or even if it's more open-ended question thoughts about this train of thought?
The only thing I would comment on right now is I'm not sure that changing thumbnails and titles, say 2 weeks after a video came out, because my videos don't seem to be promoted 2 weeks after it came out. So if I've changed something, what difference is it going to make?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't, I don't, no, I did actually delete a video, take it out, make it unlisted, and then change the description and the title and everything, and rescheduled it, and it just popped up the same way in the same place that it had been before. It didn't make any difference whatsoever. No difference.
So you
So
so you
it
did
didn't,
change it
it
a
didn't,
while after, and then it didn't do
yeah,
anything?
I mean, when you say a while I mean, in the whole scheme of things, this has only been 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah, yeah.
think that, yeah, the video was probably 6 weeks old that I thought should have done better. So I unlisted it and I changed the title and the description and the thumbnail. And then I published it again, but it didn't publish it as a brand new video. It just published it back where it was before
With
as an
all the
older video, and it didn't make any difference. It didn't do anything because it was like it's now 6 weeks old, and YouTube are pushing what, from my experience, what I see, they're pushing the brand new videos that come out.
Yes, I would
And
agree with that because I pinned a video to the channel for the crow's nest, and that was kind of the one that explains like the crow cards and kind of the culture, like that I want you guys to get to know each other. I want you guys to bring each other to your channels and get dialogue, get things going. And I thought because I pinned it, that it would somehow be highlighted like a pinned comment. But I've noticed that like even as new subscribers join my channel, it's always off the latest video. Like
you
always,
can pin a
always.
video.
right.
I didn't even know you can pin a video on your channel.
Yeah, you can pin a
Okay.
video. So if it's kind of like your channel bio video. So yes, you
Okay.
can.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I think
But
I've seen
but it
that.
can be any
I
length
didn't
of
realize. Okay,
video that
yeah.
you want it to be. And
Right. Okay.
and so I've noticed, by the way, that some creators utilize that and some creators don't. Um, I think the only difference is when I go and I look at a new creator or whatever, I see that it's pinned because if you hover over like their main section, I mean, that's the one that they want you to watch, right?
I know
So
what you're talking about now. I'm
yeah,
seeing that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely I think it's worth doing, but
No.
I haven't seen it perform, I guess, the way I would want it to, which would be, that people are still, because that one actually was a pretty good performing video, but only when it was new, to Linda's credit. And unfortunately, none of us here have enough time in, right, to really, I guess, complete the story for the viewers because we are all still too new. You guys are all three way newer than me, but I like hard pivoted on my content. So I've kind of put myself back in that camp of, okay, since the hard pivot and this is the direction I'm going, this is what I'm seeing. And none of us really have enough data, I
Hmm.
think, to answer that question, Linda. But what I really like is that you shared doing that. So Linda has just shared that she took a video, unlisted it, changed all three things, then relisted it because she felt like the content was good and important and should have resonated better. And in doing that, she got no better results than, having just left it alone. So you didn't get any new impressions from it,
No,
Linda?
no,
Like,
no,
so it
nothing,
didn't, it didn't see it as
nothing.
new.
No, exactly.
So I'm just gonna quickly check in with Peter here. He's chatting up a storm and he's talking about A/B testing. Peter, I tried A/B testing and I got the response that I don't have enough data yet for it to use A/B testing. So it didn't work for me. And then he's saying, look at the algorithm as your audience behavior. If your viewers are engaging with your videos, that tells YouTube the video is resonating. And I agree with these things, Peter, but Cheddar could tell us a story on his video that he just did, his cheese break, where
Hmm.
he did a video he wanted to do and he got tons of engagement, right? I
Hmm.
think it was your highest engaged video,
Well, it
but
was per views by far. Yeah.
yeah, for views,
Hmm. Per view, like engagement per view was
engagement per
it
view,
got as
right?
much it basically got as much engagement as the wrestler video that got 400 views.
Right.
The
But how many views did it have?
65.
And it had 65 views. Do you know how many impressions the algorithm gave that video?
Like the cheese break, it gave it a little over 1,000.
So you got only 1,000 impressions and how many views? Sorry.
65.
65 views, but you got the best engagement you got.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so I have seen that as well on my channel where
Yep.
I've posted a video and it, like actually, Bruce, the interview I did with you,
Mhm.
literally the engagement on that video was through the roof, but it didn't get more impressions and it didn't bring
I thought
in,
it was I thought it was going to. It looked like it was going to start taking off for you because it climbed to 100 pretty quick.
yeah, it has
Views, I
100
mean.
views, but the impressions aren't there. Right. So
Mm.
I think those 100
Right.
views are just coming from like the core group of
Right.
people that we've already established. Like each of us has like an established core, which is
Right.
good and
Does
healthy.
it,
But
Renee,
with
does it say how many unique viewers to that video?
I can pull it up. I closed out all my
I'm
so if
sorry.
no, that's okay, but I can look that up. But what I'll have to do is just try to talk while I'm doing that. Is
That was another thing that I wanted to mention about the video that I brought to the table for my best performing video. In that, although the video itself in the 7 days only got 32 views, 22 of those are unique viewers. So
right.
those are people who have never seen any of my videos before. And, um, that was like the first one they've seen. So
Yeah. So let me look at that video, but I
Is
would,
unique viewers so is that people who never saw your stuff before, or is that like each person, like if like a person can watch a video twice, right? But it's only I thought that's what unique views was.
no, a unique
Uh,
view is a viewer who's hasn't clicked on your videos before and they're unique to you. First
To your
time viewers.
channel? To your
Yes,
channel or just the video?
your channel.
Okay, cool.
Because if they've seen a different video of yours and they watch a new one, they're a returning viewer.
Okay. All right, gotcha. Cool.
all right.
Thank you. I didn't know that. Appreciate that. It's cool.
You
See, it's
bet.
helpful.
Yep. Yep.
I'm just trying to pull it up.
And the reason why I'm even mentioned the unique viewers is because that probably is a good indication of whether or not the video is getting in front of new, fresh eyes
Mhm.
that are seeing your content for the first time.
And that's a
Right.
problem I'm having. Like my cheese break video, my core audience loved it, but it didn't push it out to new people. And I can already see, like, I already posted that video, and I can already tell there's like a lot of people who watch the cheese break that don't like the goofy cheese guy. So I'm like, I'm kind of caught in between. What do I do? Do I cater to my core audience that likes me and likes, or do I? But then I'm not getting the. Well, I'm gonna see how my next goofy video works. But like the goofy old guy that got spread a lot, and there has to be some kind of reason where there's some content where it decides it's going to spread. Because my two videos that it was the wrestler, the one on the wrestler, and then the old guy. Those are the ones that it decided to push out. So there's some, I don't know. Well, I'm interested to see how my latest video that's gonna maybe this one.
So
This one's not doing. I got 126 impressions on the. I posted it yesterday just as a test. I know you normally pass it on Saturdays, but I had it done and I was curious. I was just kind of curious how it was gonna go, and it's got 126 impressions after like 24 hours. So compared to the other old guy one, it's not a lot, but you got to give it room to breathe. I don't think it's pushed it yet. So
right.
be interesting to see if it pushes the old guy. If okay, like does it just push the old guy, or I'm just interested to see like what does it like you were saying, what does it push, what doesn't it push,
Right. And so, well, here's the thing, right? So Bruce, you asked me about that one, and I had closed everything because of our technical difficulties. I just opened that video up, and right now it's sitting at 2.3 impressions, 2.3K, and it had 74 unique viewers, and the engagement on it was good. like people didn't drop off or things like that, but I didn't get any subscribers. And it's when I look at the reach, because it's like this slow burn, right? So after 24 hours, so it kind of like pushed it to looks about like 900 people in the first 24 hours, and then it like just lulled off. So you figured it's been out now for how many days? 8 days. It says first 7 days, 20 hours. So it's almost 8 days, and it's sitting at 2.237, right? So it did 900 and then it just slowly, but the click-through rate is sitting at 5.3. It says that the views are up. Like other things say that it's good, and there was tons and tons of engagement. Like when I look at my comments on that, it's literally the highest commented video I have, at least since January, with
Maybe we just got to
68,
give it some time.
right, 68 comments. But you say give it time, but it is that we're in that flat line where if I looked back a day, it's like 20 to 30 impressions, and and which is fine. I'm not I haven't I've really let go of chasing these numbers, but the point in having this live feed and the point in us getting together and talking about it is to really demonstrate to what you said in our interview, Bruce, of the complexity of the algorithm and how we all sit there and maybe question the different things, because Linda
Sure.
was like, hey, I don't understand, why do all mine die off after X amount of time? Is it what's in the title? Is it what's in the description? Is it my thumbnail? Because she still maintains that she feels like the content itself is what is something that people would want to watch. And I think my takeaway from this discussion is still, you guys still noticed very early on with your impressions that there was something different happening. And I think we all see that when it does happen, but the reason isn't apparent. Like
Right.
I don't think it's as cut and dry as um, just that it needs to find who it's going to match it with, because you yourself noticed right away that for whatever reason, Bruce, the algorithm liked that video. So it was either whatever was in your description, because we know you changed your title, and I don't think the algorithm would weight it all on a picture. Right? That would be pretty impressive. So whatever, and maybe it's because it knew divorce was trending, because that video was about divorce, right? So maybe it's like, oh, divorce is trending. We're going to give this one a little extra. So it's possible that you hit a trend. But then we go to look at Kyle's, and he's talking about aged cheddar, right? So I'm like, and I've watched that video. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. So did YouTube recognize that it was fun? Because
Maybe, yeah.
yeah,
Let's see, the goofy
I don't
cell.
think so.
This
I'm just
goofy
going to
cell.
shrink this
We're
so
gonna
we can
find
see
out.
our
But
comments. But I don't think so, right? I don't think YouTube noticed that it's fun. I think there was just something happening somewhere that it said, "Hey, we're gonna show this video to more people." So my takeaway, or at least the thing that I'm keeping an eye on, is impressions. And I haven't seen that the comments change the impressions, like, which is something Peter was talking about. So because gosh, we'll have to have Peter on, guys, because he's got a lot. I feel bad because he didn't email me. I was going to give him the link if he wanted to join us, but I haven't seen from my videos that the highest engaged ones. I was hoping that engagement would drive more, so that kind of like in my brain, oh, YouTube sees, look at all the engagement this video is getting. Let's show it to more people. I haven't seen that happen. at least with, and I have enough engagement on it, several videos where I would have some sort of data on that, in my opinion, if that was a big enough metric that it liked, right? I don't know.
Is it, do you still have your channel up?
Yep.
Can you get into your analytics and go over to audience?
From studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. I made it big and I don't want it to take up my whole screens because I want to be able to see you guys. So I'm in studio, analytics, audience. Yep.
Do you see your audience growing there? Does it have an upward trend?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, you know, YouTube is pushing your videos to new, unique viewers that haven't encountered your content yet. I mean, mine started out at 28 days ago, it was 57. It's doubled to 108 now. I know that's very small, but
Yeah.
you know, that's my channel. So I am getting
That
an increase in viewership, you know, my channel analytics for views, um, even my subscribers from 28 days ago, and my engagement for my videos, my comments, and things like that. They are trending. It's a
mhm.
very slow
Yeah.
trend. It's almost like this. Um, I mean, it's not like a hockey puck, you know, where it just soars up. But I mean, I think that that's still a positive sign that, you know, I'm producing content that people are engaging with. I'm reaching a new audience. I have unique viewers that are new to my channel. I've never um, interacted with. So I think that, you know, I am moving in the right direction. I just need a little bit more time.
Yeah. Well, and so maybe that's the answer, right? Is we're putting certain expectations on time. So like I say, oh, I got all this engagement, and in my brain, I want to see instant correlation. And what Bruce is saying is, well, maybe instant correlation is 3 weeks, 6 months,
Well,
1 year.
listen, it's everyone's it's your perspective, right? Like I would love to have the type of engagement or even follow subscribers that all of you have,
Yeah,
you know?
right. And I think that that comparison can get us, right? Can definitely make us either question what we're doing or want to try different things or, go down that wrong train of thought. Um,
That's
so
a big thing. I got to work on that too, is not compare yourself to others because we're all in different, things and the different, different topics or whatever. Like, I don't know, like different topics do better than me. I'm still trying to figure this out, but you know, it's, but I want to add too, like it's such a complex game. Like you gotta figure it's like catching a fish. Like you get the line out right. That's like the impressions, right? But then you have the thumbnail and your title. That's the hook. The fish has to bite it, right? But then you gotta reel it in too. You once you got them, like that wrestler video, people were leaving after like the first 15 seconds. So you gotta do. There's multiple things you gotta do. You gotta have the first. It's gotta YouTube's got to push you. It's got to throw the line out. You got to hook the bait. You got to create a good thumbnail so the fish will bite, the people will watch. But then you got to reel it in too. So because that's why my wrestler video was I had 4 subscribers under 10,000 impressions because I was probably rambling or people were expecting wrestler and they got a guy's life story, part of that. So it's a multi, but you got to have like all the ducks or all the things got to line up for like to have it work.
yeah,
So it's not just impressions, it's not just thumbnails. You need all three to work. I think
I
that's
think, yeah, I agree. I think that there's a lot of validity into like the things that we see and the things that we hear. I just also think that as small creators, we don't have enough data yet. And I think that that's the hard part, is how do we get data, and the hard, so we keep going, right? We keep going, we keep posting, and we keep talking about things. But I think the reason why this Zoom room call is going to be so beneficial for everyone, just even a week down the road or 2 weeks down the road, is as we kind of test and try things, we can share what we've tested and tried, so that we're not all having to reinvent the wheel continually. The takeaways, I'm going to say, if you see some good metrics early on, don't be afraid to do some tweaks. So you could try what Kyle did and tweak both, or you could take Bruce's methodical approach of, like, well, if I just change one, to try and kind of focus in on, what it could be. So I have yet to do that myself. And it doesn't sound like you've done that yet either, Linda, right?
No, no.
And then Linda has tested an already out there video. So maybe like a homework assignment is, maybe we do that and we all try it and just confer those results, because this is the thing that I find with YouTube that frustrates me more than anything. What you test something, you try something, and you feel like, okay, you got an answer on that, and then you just see something happen that doesn't add up to that narrative that you've just built, right? And so one of the narratives early on that I built was that the titles mattered, because I've heard that before. And Bruce and Kyle, you guys both changed titles for a reason. So probably because you believe that the titles matter. And it seems like they did matter. So then when I test titles, it doesn't seem to work, so
But you have to
it
test it like when it's still going in the upward
yeah, you got to
trend.
test
Yeah.
it while it's happening, which is goes
Mhm.
back to what Linda's saying, that
No.
it's in that first early stages. But then, like, to what Bruce has already shared, we are building a base, right? We're building what's the word, Bruce? Help me out here.
Community
Not the community, like on your channel, all your videos, like, what do you
your
had
content, your analytics.
you had explained it,
Life's
like,
not built, it's hack or not, no, they're
no,
on the
like,
right.
people are going to come, and eventually when they come, you're going to have so many videos, and you're
Oh
going to
yeah.
have like
Well, a library.
a library. That's the word. Thank you, Bruce.
Yes, you're
So
welcome.
we're building our libraries. So, the things that we're testing, the things that we're trying, it's totally worth it. But I think that we can walk away knowing that, it's not like a one and done, right? We're not going to just find this magic bullet. I don't think there's anything that's going to get us out of, like, having to learn and to grow and to just get better at it. But eventually I think it's the subscribers and our community that will matter in the long run, because the community, as Kyle pointed out, loved his video that only got 60 views, but he got a lot of engagement and his community liked it. So it's kind of striking this balance of growing our communities. Like, how do we grow the community when the algorithm doesn't promote what the
Right.
community what the
No.
community tells us they
Yeah.
like?
Because half the people, because my video, my other old guy video, my other wacky old like video posted, like half the people that like my nature one aren't watching that, because I think they like the real Kyle, they like real stuff. The goofy cheddar boy, they might not be into that. So it's like, what do I do? I'm like caught in between. I want to grow my numbers, I want to grow my audience, but I feel like I'm trying to find the way where I can do both.
Right.
I really
That's where I'm
liked your video, Kyle, where you were walking around the court
Yes.
and
Yes.
just kind of talking. That was great.
Yes. But yeah, my core audience liked that one, but it didn't push it out to new people like my old guy one. So that's why I went back to the old guy, because that got pushed more. And we'll see. It's not getting pushed a whole lot right now, so I don't know. Maybe I can go back outside. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to make sense of it. So yeah, exactly. Like I'd like to do more stuff for that, but it helped my maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe I should go. That's like the point, right? Like my audience, I could tell really liked that one, but it didn't push it to new people. But the old guy, it kind of like it did both. So that's why I went back to the old guy.
Well, let me ask you a question. How did you find your core group or audience that you have now?
Renee, help. Thank you. I think a
Well, I
lot
mean,
just from different
you
channels and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of it's just other small creators, you know.
right, but you gained them being Kyle, right?
Yeah, through all my different stuff. I've been
He
doing
was
all kinds of yeah.
I would say he was being Kyle as the outsider. I would say he
Yeah.
was being Kyle, but he was very on brand. He's cheddar boy. He wore his cheddar hat and he was spreading cheese and cheers, right? And so very likable, very just good energy. And so I think that's, it drew people in. To answer your question, Bruce, and to answer it from the outside for Kyle, he says I helped, but I don't know that I helped so much, Kyle. I think it was
Good.
more just
Thank you.
you being
Um,
Kyle and likable. But
you
to
gave me
answer
the
that question,
impressions. How's that?
but to answer that question for my
No.
channel, I kind of went out and found you guys. Like I never in a million years thought like when I reached out to Cheddar, I was like, "Hey Cheddar, like this is so great." And like I wasn't doing it so that he'd come back and say, "Oh, Renee, you're so great." Or same thing with like Linda, like when I went and saw her channel, I really was at a low point. I shared that in our interview. I was questioning if I wanted to stay on YouTube because it was lonely and there was like nobody talking and engaging. And as I talk to small creators, I think that's what we're all looking for. We're looking for this community of other small creators, which is why I ended up really kind of doubling down on the community aspect, not like, hey, I'm a guru and I've got this figured out, but where we can really share valuable insight with each other. And we can say, no, Kyle, that really was a great video. So he's not sitting there questioning it. We don't know why the algorithm's not giving it love, but he's got a core group of people that are saying, no, we're with you. So go ahead, try other things. Go ahead, be Kyle and continue to grow. And, same for Linda. Like, when I love, I loved your procrastination video. Like,
Oh,
absolutely
Hmm.
loved that video. I thought it was cheeky. Like, it was just so great. And it didn't get the love.
no.
Right? And I was like, why? Like, and
Yeah,
I it blows my mind
yeah,
because, I don't know if you guys watched her procrastination video, but she said, I don't remember how you opened it, but it was something like, I've got a problem with procrastination. Well, I'm a procrastinator. It was just really funny. However, she opened it and it was just so perfect, but it just didn't get, I thought that video was going to take off because I
yeah.
thought it was that good. Is
Yeah.
that the one you changed, by the way? Is that the one?
No, no,
Okay.
that was a much earlier one. Yeah. So
Okay.
that's got 32 views
Right. But it was, you
total.
guys, it's such
But
a great video.
I thought so.
Yeah,
I
I
did.
thought so
Yeah,
too, as
yeah,
as a viewer. And so I think
yeah,
that that's kind of what I've come to realize is I can drive dialogue, but I haven't seen, and again, are we putting unrealistic timelines? I haven't seen a correlation to dialogue and channel growth, which is okay because,
Yeah.
I've decided to just have fun with it and meet people
Hmm.
and, tell them really as a human what I see and what I like. Because for whatever reason, I'm seeing a disconnect from even what I'm being told my core people like is not what YouTube liked. Like the videos that YouTube
Hmm.
likes me putting out
Yep.
are the ones where
Yep.
I'm getting very analytical and I don't want to be an analytical channel. And I like talking with people, right? So the people are telling me, hey, show me the crows. How's Peanut
Mm,
doing? How are your cats
mhm.
doing? They want to know things, and the algorithm doesn't seem
Yeah.
it doesn't seem, but that I think is okay. I think the takeaway is this is good because we will continue to grow and you will continue to find the people who are going to support you. And we just have to have like the realistic timeline as Bruce talked about. Like I think maybe that's the problem is the timeline. And
Yeah.
if we get realistic about that and stick with it, and be sure to
Yeah.
communicate. That's what I want the crow's nest ultimately to be for you guys is kind of like share this stuff because that's how we learn. And I'm one person, so I can talk to so many people individually. But if people drop in and say, like, Peter's been in our chat and he's already offered so much information. He just said YouTube has a bipolar algorithm. But he's there
I
and he's
agree.
like, this is what
Yeah.
I've learned. This is what I've tried. This is what and he has all this stuff he wants to share too. Right. And I think
Yeah, well, we're going to have him on because I'd love
yeah,
to get
no,
his
we will. So
perspective.
I want
Yeah.
to do these more regularly so we can test and try things, right? For the audience's sake, where and they might even ask us, has anyone tried this or what are people's thoughts as it grows? Because looks like we've had Peter and um, Tracy, and then one of my other guys, which I haven't seen a lot of. Show you connects. He's a I think he's Korean, but I'm not sure. Don't get mad at me. He hasn't introduced himself too much. So,
Yeah. Well, I
but
didn't want to
yeah,
interrupt you earlier, but I absolutely loved one of Linda's videos. It must be the frugal person inside of me, but the saving money video. I really enjoyed that. You know,
Oh,
cutting back on streaming services, and you don't know it,
no,
but people watch and listen more than you think they do.
was that not your
oh,
video, Linda?
that's not my video.
You didn't make. Yes, you did.
No, that's
Didn't you
my
have a
next
video on?
video. I've not done it yet. My next,
I'm watching
my,
you.
you must be in here, you know. No, no. I watched a video recently and it was a lady, um, I'm not sure where she is, but she had done 9 things that she did to save money in
That's the
retirement.
one that I watched.
Yeah, well, I watched it too.
Oh my
And I
word.
told her, I commented on it and I said, I'm going to steal this idea because I think it's a great idea, because so watch out for that video. It's upcoming. I'm
Yeah.
working on
Well,
it.
how embarrassing. I apologize for
It's
that.
okay. It's okay. That's funny. That's really funny because that's, exactly what I'm going to do next. It is what I'm going to do. Yeah.
Are
I
you?
don't
Okay.
even,
I read it.
yeah. I'm gonna. I told the lady. I thought, and that was her video that did really well for her. But that's the kind of thing that I want to do because it's useful. That's useful information, and we've all got different ideas on ways, to save money and yeah. So I was quite excited when I watched that video. So yeah, we clearly both watched it. Yeah.
Well, we've been on for a little bit, and I think we've covered kind of all of the bullet points of us bringing to the table our best performing videos. And the highlights or the takeaways would be we all kind of were looking at different things, a different mix of things. Like Linda had mentioned views and comments and engagement. Bruce noticed impressions and click-through rate. And, Kyle, yours was similar to Bruce's, more the how the video was performing right out the door on, but I don't know if yours was views. I think you said yours was originally the views or what you noticed, correct, Kyle?
For me, well, it was at first it was the impressions. I had a really poor click-through rate. so I wasn't getting a whole lot of views. And then I changed the thumbnail. I made it like one word of the title, and then that's when the views
So, but
started.
was it, yeah, so, but were you looking at views or impressions? Or you're saying
And
you looked
I
at
was
your
looking at
click
click
through?
through rate. I was looking at
So
click
you
through
looked at
rate.
your click-through rate really early
Yes.
on. Okay.
Yeah.
So you looked at your click-through rate and
I
made
wasn't really even
changes.
paying attention. to impressions. I saw my click through rate. Now I'm good at
Okay.
more, but yeah, I saw that 1.6 and I knew that was really bad. So
Yeah.
that then I changed my thumbnail to the big letters.
Yep. And then I know that I used to track views, like more like what Linda was talking. I would look more at views and I had like no engagement. So so there wasn't really much to track there. But I started to notice impressions and that was more because of the one video that did well. So the takeaway is as small creators, we don't have a lot of information to go on, but you should get familiar with your channel so that we can course correct as we're learning from Bruce's example and Kyle's example. It's okay to course correct early. And maybe from Linda's example, it's better to course correct early and as early as possible. And don't be afraid to try things. I don't think you get punished forever. I did do a video how I did a cheese break too, Kyle, and I literally got one impression. I mean, I don't know how you could get punished
Mm.
any worse than that. Like, I took a snapshot of it because it was 24 hours later and I had exactly one impression. But it didn't change the fact that I had, I think, 30 views and probably 20 to 30 comments. So it wasn't, YouTube did not like it, but my core audience did. And so I don't feel like it hurt my channel. I guess we could argue it hurts channel growth if we're just trying to be a machine and pump out channel growth. But without a good base, we could end up with 1,000 subscribers and nobody engaging. You know,
Hmm.
somebody reached out to me and they said, I want to join. And this is worth sharing. They texted and I don't know if they're in Brazil or where they were, and they came into the channel and they said, I want to join. And of course I wrote back and said, there's nothing to do to join. Just talk to people and say hi. And I went to their channel and they had like, I want to say 6 or 7 thousand subscribers. But
Wow.
I don't know if you guys know this, when you go to somebody's channel and you kind of hover over like their little profile picture or whatever, it'll tell you stats like when they joined, and it'll also tell you how many comments the channel has, like on the channel, like on the page. And he had like five or I'm saying he, I think it was a he, but like a lot of subscribers. And I think it was like 10 comments. So
Mm.
we can end up with a lot of subscribers, but that doesn't necessarily translate to full on success, depending
Right.
on, I guess,
Yeah.
what you're going for success. But for me,
Right.
success is people to talk to, people to say good
Yeah.
morning to. And I saw this really cool thing. I thought you would like it. I had fun making that video for Allison, you know. So I think that's the takeaway is we keep going, we keep trying, and we keep talking about the things we're doing and trying, and all the while connecting with other people. So do you
I
guys
want to add
want
one
to
thing.
close out, like any closing remarks, Bruce? We'll go Bruce, Linda, Kyle.
Okay.
First of all, thank you very much for having me. And it was nice having an opportunity to talk to Linda and Kyle. So thank you all for being here. And I appreciate you guys' time for showing up to this. Renee, thank you very much for hosting this. Hopefully this will be a regular thing for you. I really do think that this is a calling for you. Your ability to bring people together to close the gap, try to figure out what it is we're all struggling with and have a voice for that. That's fantastic. Thank you very much for that. So I just wanted to say thank you. It was very nice meeting all of you, and I hope we get a chance to do this again.
Yeah. Linda?
I can just echo what Bruce just said. Absolutely. I think this is a great idea. It's a really good idea to get together and share ideas and, learn things along the way. And I think thank you. Thank you for starting this and doing this. I think it's really valuable. Yeah. Thank you.
Kyle?
Yeah, thank you, Renee. I appreciate you help make this, so much more enjoyable. Thanks for having me on, and also thank Linda and Bruce. Also very nice talking and meeting with you. I want to say Peter made a comment here. So he says, when I upload a video, I look for one thing. Did this video help one person? If I did, it's a successful video. That's what I try to do too. So like these videos that we think like that are bad, only got 30 views, but if it helped, if you got comments and likes and it touched one person, that's worth doing, and that's something I got to get better at too. So like, yeah, I've never had a bad video because it's always reached. I don't know if we've all probably never had a bad video because we always reach one person. So it's always better than nothing. So
Yeah, that's a good way to
thanks
think
again.
about it.
So thanks,
Well,
Peter.
Yeah.
Thank you, Peter, for that.
thank you guys, but I didn't really want you guys to just be thanking me. I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to plug yourselves, but so I will do it for you.
Watch Cheddar
You
Boy. You will watch Cheddar Boy. You must watch Cheddar Boy. How's that? You must watch
that
Built Not Hacked. And I'm sorry, Linda.
I'm
I'm
You know
not
not
what?
done
done yet.
yet.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you're
done
not
yet.
done yet. You're not done yet until you watch Linda's channel. Okay, everybody, watch our channels. Okay, that's it. Is that what you
Thank
wanted?
you. Thank
And
you. Yeah.
watch Renee's, Sir Crows and Peanut. There we go. Is that what you wanted?
Yes, that is exactly what I
Okay.
wanted
All
because
right.
I literally, the more I talk to small creators, like the more I'm in love with YouTube and the more I'm in love with just the opportunity that it like provides us. And all of your energies are so different and so fun. And just don't lose sight of that and don't be afraid to come onto the crow's nest and plug yourself. I know that that's maybe not a culture on other channels, but I want anyone listening as well as you three to know, like, bother me, like, hey, this isn't doing what I wanted. Can you watch it? Like, seek feedback. Seek
Mm.
the feedback you need. Ask for the things that you need, but then be willing to give it as well. We have a person in the crow's nest, and she changed her title. She's an artist. I think she does poetry, and it was Manuel Art or something like that. And now her title says, "What should I call my channel?" And I reached out to her, and it makes me so sad because she's very frustrated and she's sad and lonely and kind of like in that act of desperation saying, "Hey, what do we name my channel?" Like, because we feel like we have to seek that either algorithm proof or whatever. And I encouraged her to come back and just ask you guys because you guys would be great. But I haven't seen her do that. And so the more you engage, I think the more you get. I think that's
Yeah.
true in life. The more we give, the more we get. So
Mhm.
let's give.